Welcome back to the channel, Two-Stroke Turbo fans. This is my shop dog Stella. I'm not sure why she's doing that. I think she's hot and she wants in. Yep, that's it. It's really hot in the shop. So you guys wanted more Singer action. Singer is not a two-stroke car. This is a two-stroke channel, but every now and then we get away with working on an old four-stroke car. I've had the fans going. Basically, I've had 3 fans blowing in my direction. I don't know, there's another one over there. As I work on this thing, because it's like 95 degrees outside and it's just too hot. I know I keep saying that. Look at Stella. She's panting. She's hot. Oh, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're trying to revive this 1954 Singer that's kind of modified. And I want to show you what I'm doing here. So I got this car 2 years ago. I bought it from a friend, sight unseen. I'll never do that again. And of course he said it worked good, but it may have some issues. It had some issues. I couldn't drive it. I haven't driven it yet, so it's 2 years later. I knew that would happen, I guess. So let me turn this light off. So new stainless lines. All the lines were cracked. The brake linings were sloughing off the shoes. The wheel cylinders wouldn't hold anything. The clutch wouldn't hold any fluid. So we've got what I call blind hole wheel cylinders. They're 7/16 seals. It's able to polish those seals up. Polish the bores, put in new seals. So I use my special drill with a 3M attachment on there, and that polishes those aluminum bores pretty well. I think these are Lockheeds. L on some of them. But I upgraded the lines to stainless steel because I want it to stop good. This is a sports car. I don't know what's going on with the wheels and tires. It has 5-bolt hubs, but then there's an adapter and it goes to a different 5-bolt pattern. I prefer 4-bolt, but I don't know. I'll get into that at a later time. So I've got the shoes, I've got the adjusters, I got the springs, I've got the lines, I've got the new master cylinder in. Let's just show you that. So I'm going to step up here on my step stool and show you we got 2 new Wilwood master cylinders. One is for the clutch, which that is now working, and one is for the brake, which is not yet working. So I had to rebend the lines, reconnect the lines. I also put a stainless steel flex line on the clutch, and I rebuilt the pedal box, which is this box right here. The only thing is the car's wood, and the wood is rotten. So when you can look here and see, I hate wooden cars, man. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to reinforce the pedal box because every time you step on the pedal, let's get in here, it flexes. Look at all this wood. So you can see the pedal box is attached to the wood there, and you go to step on the clutch and the whole thing flexes, and that's just not right. So I got to work on that. I'm probably going to use some of this all thread, all angle drilled hole stuff and see if I can make a box, see if I can firm that up. So we know the car runs. We started it up this morning, but we got weird things going on with spacers and adapters and lug nuts and brakes, and there's a lot going on. So I saved everything, I marked it, but this is what's going on. It's taking some time, and then once we get the thing running and driving, and we got to keep the doors from falling off. They're just skinned over wood. They might be aluminum actually. Trafficators, got to get those working because that's pretty cool. And of course, we got loads of Bondo over, I don't know, just don't know. Sometimes. I wanted a car like this, so it's going to have to do. It's a pretty cool car, and you guys can help cheer me on. You'd be my rooting section, because this thing could really, really get the guy lost down the drain, if you know what I mean. And Stella is just hot. It's hot. You know, I might take a break and go home for the day and get working on this thing another time. No, not really. I'm going to see if I can get these brakes done, at least on this one corner, and go from there. But we're making some progress. It's just a little slow, but that's the way it goes. All right, welcome back to the channel, all you two-stroke fans and dog lovers too, because Stella is our shop mascot, and she loves to have her chin scratched, don't you? You silly dog. Okay, what are we doing, Stell? Oh, yes, the Singer. You guys have completely overwhelmed me with interest in the Singer. It is a 1954 Singer Roadster. I happened upon not too long ago, 2 years ago, I think now it's been sitting around, and putting it back together. You can see they got the wheels off. I just deglazed the drums, packed the bearings, got the new shoes on in the right orientation, the new wheel cylinder seals in our polished bores of our factory Lockheed, I believe, blind hole wheel cylinders, and greased our Zerk fittings, new stainless steel brake lines, and I had forgotten to put a washer right there, a crush washer, so I had to take it back apart, put that in there, and unfortunately I did that on the other side too. So I am pulling this one off because they're not tapered roller bearings, they're just straight cut roller bearings. You can see the wheel adapters here real good. So it's got a really odd 5-bolt pattern that's wide, like a wide 5, like an old Volkswagen, not quite that big. These are your brake adjusting holes. You adjust the brakes through the drums. So we're going to pull this one off. We're going to do the same thing to this one. In other words, rebuild the wheel cylinders, put the new shoes in, clean the backing plates, put the crush washer in there where it needs to be, and then the front brakes will be pretty good, I think. We got to bleed them. We got to do the rears. The rears are totally different. They're larger shoes. From what I can gather, the rear axle does not match the front, and I don't know. I think the rear axle is out of a saloon, a Singer saloon, which would be a 4-door. The brake shoes are much larger, and I don't know gear ratio wise. I'm not a Singer expert, but I'm becoming one very quickly. So follow along and watch this car evolve. Pay no attention to the Renault Caravelle hardtop on there. That's just to keep the water out, and my dog is staying cool. So that's the update for today as of right now. All right, so we've got the front of the Singer back together. And for all you Singer sympathizers, I'm going to give you a little tour of the rear end here. What do we got? I don't even know what we got. So let's see if I can get my light off here. Okay, it's a little better. We've got a wheel adapter. So we went from 4-bolt right here. That's 4 by 114 by 3 to a 5-bolt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 120. What the heck? I don't understand. So this rear end is sounded something different. I don't know what. It has a single blind hole wheel cylinder with an e-brake handle on the backside here. And if you look up in there, there's a lever behind the piston. So when you press on the brakes, fluid goes into the top of the piston here, and it has to push the lever. So the levers actually move. That's the craziest thing. I just used some heat from my torch, that's hot, to get the piston out, but it's got a double piston arrangement. It is the craziest thing, and I don't know how I'm going to get that out of there, fix it. The line is seized, the piston is seized. It's another day being a mechanic. You can see our lever action shock back in there, and I got to think about how to fix this. I got to get that piston out. Ouch! Just kneeled on the hot thing. I got to get that rusted piston out of there to put a new seal behind it. Oh. And I suppose I could adapt it to some other wheel cylinders, but then I wouldn't have an e-brake. I really want an e-brake. What am I going to do? This Singer is leaving me songless. It's leaving me stranded. It's leaving me sacre bleu. I'm thinking of all these S words that the Singer is doing to me. What is it doing? Oh. Okay. After thinking about it for a while, I'm back on my sacrilegious, suffering, succotash Singer. And I got the wheel cylinder out here. Everything's stuck. Everything's frozen. It just baffles my mind what's going on here. There's just so much stuff. So I got all the parts laying down here. This is where the fluid goes into the wheel cylinder, right? Like here. Goes in right there. There's a banjo fitting, and there's a boot, and there's a lever for the e-brake. There's a pin. I can knock that pin out, and I think I can get that piston out. Maybe. I'm gonna let it soak. A bunch of fluid in there, some penetrating oil over the weekend, and then that piston goes in the end like this, and it's a mess. But if you look at this drum, this is the rear drum. These brakes haven't been used for a long time. Like, I think maybe the e-brake was functional, but service brakes on this car haven't. And there's not a lot of brakes. You got fluid that comes into this little hole here, and it's got to push a piston halfway, and the lever for that big of a drum, for this heavy of a car, it doesn't add up. And I mean, it's not a lot of brakes. This thing's going to have wimpy brakes. So I don't know. What do we do? What do we do? Stella, come here. You got to help me with this. Stella. Hey, quit looking at those squirrels, Stella. People in YouTube land. Oh, they want to know what you're up to. And I'm frustrated. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm throwing my hands up for right now. I'm going to see if I can rebuild that cylinder and call it a day.